Hey monkeys, we're back. You're watching Guitar Quackery live as we speak. So this is Guitar Quackery, the smallest guitar repair shop in New York City. I'm doing another live stream for you. Oh, which reminds me, I need to copy the link and paste it in the email message, not text message. Sorry. Okay. Here, copy and paste. Paste. Okay, so this is part 6 already. You see? So the customer gets a text message. And then if he chooses to do so, he can watch me as I work on the guitar. Yeah. So, the guitar on the workbench today is this one again, the old Electra guitar. I did a whole bunch of work on it already, and today we are going to be swapping the bridge. This is brand new. I just bought it. It's a Gibson ABR1 Tune-o-matic bridge in chrome. They're kind of hard to get in chrome. I had to special order it. At the stores, they only have nickel. But it had to be chrome to match this hardware. It can be installed in 2 directions, with the screws on the back or the screws here. I prefer the screws on this side. I'll show you why. But I need to put the camera there. And you know what? It's going to get loud here. They are getting ready for a rehearsal. So I might need to move the table to close the door. It's a double door, but you know, the outside door is blocked. The table's blocking the outside door. So why do I prefer the screws on the other side? On the pickup side? I'll show you now. Let me focus. I need to assess this. I'm too old for this. Okay. So here, on this bridge, so this is the old bridge. You see how it's difficult to access this screw? Because the string is right here. So if the screw is here, it's easy access. That's it. So that's why. So I am going to be installing the new bridge the other way around, which is better. I always find it to be better that way. Now, the new bridge doesn't have... Where is this switcher? Okay. So the saddles aren't notched. You see that? So we'll do that as well. And I will... Well, first we need to fit the bridge. So the posts, the diameter of the existing posts is bigger than the diameter of these holes. So we need to deal with this first. So these strings are fairly loose. Let's loosen them a little more so I can remove this bridge. Yeah. Here, I'm just doing this, loosening the strings. So these are the old strings. We'll use them as sacrificial strings to install the bridge. And then we are going to restring it. No audience yet. All right. So, you know, I post these announcements on Instagram. I don't think that does anything, to be honest with you. That does not bring an audience. Not so far. And I got 6,000 subscribers already, or they're called followers on Instagram. But you know, they don't really migrate over to YouTube. Most of them don't, I think. Yeah. So So this is the old bridge I'm removing. So the old bridge is a Gotho bridge, and it's collapsed because it's really old, and it's also falling apart. So the high E and the low E aren't really working. And now we want to see, yeah, this doesn't fit inside, right? So we need to remove these two bridge posts, and we need to reduce the diameter of the two shafts to fit the ABR1, Gibson ABR1 bridge. So we were already messing with this last time, but the bridge didn't fit for whatever reason, I can't remember. That was the post spacing, I think. Well, and this post spacing will fit? I think so. Because we measured, and we are going to double check now. Yeah, why don't we double check? Kind of like a good idea. So here's my caliper. Let's move the guitar away for a moment. Uh-huh. All right, so this is a caliper. Now I'm going to be working in metric millimeters, okay? So the old one, so we want to know what the distance is center to center. So the way we do that is we just measure the diameter of the hole, and we zero it out at that point, right? And now we open the jaws, and we measure from this edge to the other edge. So 73.66, 65, whatever. If you move it a little bit, it changes a bit. So 73.65, okay? All right, so now this bridge has a different diameter holes, you see? So now we need to zero this out and then do the same. 73.73. So it's very close. So I think 73.73, and this was 73.66, right? Was that it? I forgot. Yeah, 73.67, whatever. It's really close, and I believe that it'll work. So now what we need to do is we just need to make these posts fit inside the holes. I don't want to enlarge the holes because that would be removing the chrome plating from here. But these are already stripped of the chrome plating, so we just continue that. And just mount this here. I think that's how we did it last time. And then I'm just going to use a file like that. Not sure if I used some kind of paper or something last time. So here I have this envelope. And what file did I use? I believe this one. Yeah, because it's got a safe edge as well. Yeah, how did I use this? And that doesn't work this way. Hold on. Well, I think I need to reverse it. So the teeth are cutting like this in this direction, so I need to reverse it like that. So we see some material being removed, and now I just check a little more. So we want it kind of loose, but not too loose. Okay. It's starting to fit. Almost. Almost. A little more. A little more. That's it. Okay. And now we remove this one, and we do the same with this. So if we had a lathe, which I do actually, not here, we could do it on the lathe. But okay. Now they do need to be loose for two reasons, because we don't want it to get stuck when we adjust the bridge, but also because the spacing is a little different. It's not exactly the same. The only way to find out is to try to install it. And if it's too tight, we just need to take just a little more material off. Okay. Okay, once again, this is the old bridge. We don't need it anymore. And the new bridge, hopefully it fits now. Yeah, it does, but it's a little tight. So I feel that I do need to reduce that diameter just a little bit more. So this is called a bridge jack, by the way. So we'll keep checking this. I think one more pass and it'll be fine. Okay, and the other one. Oh, the other way. Okay, that's it. Now we put it here. They're both the same. And I believe this time it'll be perfect. If there's such thing as perfect, I don't know. Relatively perfect. Okay, so I already know it's going to fit, right? And how easy is it to turn these? They're still a little tight. No, actually, I think that's fine. You can also use a flathead screwdriver there inside. Let me try that way. Let's try this one. We do need to loosen them just a little more. And, let me lower this pickup because it's kind of in the way right now. All right. So one more pass. Okay, multitasking here. And you know what? I'll take the edge off a little bit like that as well. Yeah, it's better. That's it. Okay, so now we put them back. And I believe that now we can start positioning the strings. And we'll cut those notches for the strings. Okay. So once again, these are the old strings, which we're using as sacrificial strings because we are going to tap with the hammer. So that'll ruin the string for sure. Where's that screwdriver again? I just had it. Here. Yeah, this feels good. All right. That's it. So let me just clean up a little bit and we can move to phase 2 of the project. I got 4 people watching. All right. I don't know if you guys are regulars or if you came from Instagram, because I did post 2 announcements. I posted a reel and a story. So I can put a link in the story, but for some reason Instagram does not allow links on reels, which I think is silly, but yeah, I don't make these rules. All right, so what's next? We can tune the guitar to pitch, or we can just tighten the strings. Doesn't really need to be in tune. And on the other side, I just kind of put the string roughly in place for now. So yeah, so the guitar doesn't need to be in tune, but we just tighten the strings. So in an ideal scenario, we would cut the little notches right at the center of each one of the saddles. And we'll check that as we string the guitar. And I think it will work out that way. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work out. So I want to raise the pickup a little bit, because when it's too low, you kind of get like a parallax shift, so you don't really see the alignment of the... so I will raise it beyond the point of a good setup, just to get the pole pieces really close to the strings, so I can see how it's aligning. So, does it really need to be dead center? No. I'm happy with this. So if I cut the notches right in the middle, it'll be fine. So they're evenly spaced. It's really easy to eyeball it. On some Gibson guitars, they're not evenly spaced. They're kind of... because Gibson guitars are very inconsistent, because they're... there's a lot of mistakes that occur because of the fact that they're quote-unquote handmade. So now they use CNC more, but at the Gibson factory, but yeah, historically you see a lot of Gibson guitars with these notches kind of all over the place. Okay, and now I just take this little hammer and tap tap. I just double check before I do that. Yeah, that's good. And I guess I'll keep the guitar like this on the workbench. And now I just check. Yeah, so there's a little... yeah, these are almost good. Okay. And now we just take the nut files and we file. And at this point I can remove the strings because we are going to put a fresh set of strings. Yeah. And then just finish the setup. So typically, I try to resolve everything with, well, as much as I can with the old strings on. And then put new strings at the end, and then do a final setup at that time. These go into the recycling bin. I try to recycle everything. So we can tell these were the Darius strings because of the color-coded ball ends. Okay, that's the bridge. Yeah, so it fits, you know, easily. Okay, not too tight, not too loose. Okay, and now we need our files. And I just need to cut a little bit deeper. So I just marked it off, right, with a hammer, and now I just cut it deeper. Okay, let's see. Dr. Bob Perone is here. That's an interesting instrument. Yep, it is. It's an Electra. Interesting. And it's got this thing for effects modules. But I mean, the customer doesn't have any effects modules. See? Supposedly you can buy them on eBay. So I'm not fixing the electronics. The battery is missing. Not fixing that because we can't fix it without the modules. But it works without the effects. You know, passive electronics work fine. The passive circuit works fine. Okay, so we have this, and I'm going to use my little vise for this. Just like that. So I have tape here and here to protect the chrome. And sometimes I put the vise, the small vise, in a bigger vise. I might do that so that it doesn't move. So once again, here are the, this is the base side. So we want to kind of, let's dial in the compensation a little bit, rough it in. So it's going to end up being something like this. And this one, oh, in front of this one, and this one, we might want to flip. So the notch is in the middle. Yeah, we might want to flip this one. So it's got that annoying wire retainer. So this is the G string. So since the notch is in the middle, right in the center, we can flip it easily. And this one needs to be behind the D. So somewhere here. So it looks like they're aligning, but they're not. And this one is already in front, and this one is correct this way. Okay. So this is a, roughed in. Obviously, we are going to dial it in precisely once we do our setup on this guitar. And I kind of want this strings slots to be cut at an angle like that, which is why I wanted to flip this one now and not later, because the G string needs to be further back, and that ensures a better, position, I guess, is the word. Okay, excuse me. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll use the heavy vise. I think we need a little more light. Okay. Just to hold the small vise. Okay. So I'll put it here. This is tight. This way nothing moves, right? It's nice and steady. Okay, let's get to work. There is a small audience now, 9 people watching. Dr. Sean Barnes is here. Chris Squire played an Electra MPC bass. The MPC effects modules he used were the flanger and the octaver. Thank you for the information. I did not know that. I might need to raise the microscope. Let's see. Yeah. It's too close. Yeah, I like to use the microscope for stuff like that, so I can really see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start with a high E string, and you'll see why. One thing I can do is use tape, like this self-adhesive tape, to kind of, you'll see. Hold on a second. We want to flip it around, because I'm looking at the low E, and I want to start with a high E. Okay. So this is what we want to do is we want to flip it around. So this is the pickup side, right? And that's the high E. That's the one we want to start with. Yeah. That's what we did? Yeah. Okay. And now, So we want to zoom in on this one, and I'm going to use the 10 gauge. Sorry about that. Coming down with something, 10 gauge file to just cut it a little deeper. Oh, and like I said, I was going to use the tape on the side here. Maybe. Do I need to do that? I'm not sure. As a safe edge or like a guide. So I feel safe starting with short strokes. Okay. How deep? Not too deep. I think that's good, right? The way it is. And you can see I'm holding the file at an angle like that, right? So just a little deeper. And, you know, I feel pretty good about this, the way it is. I think this should about half the diameter of the string, I guess. Maybe a little deeper, because the other strings are going to have to go deeper because the diameter of those strings is going to be bigger. And we want to maintain the radius of the, whatchamacallit, across the saddles. Okay, so why did I start with the high E? Because now that we move over to the B string, we want to start with a small file. So you see how the saddle kind of moves? They're slack. That's the way those things are made. So we want to start with a small file. Okay. And now we're going to put it aside because we'll use it on the other string slots. And we want to move to the next file on this one, which in this case is going to be this 13 gauge file, right? So now we just enlarge this. Yeah, because we don't want to start with a bigger file. And yeah, I believe we're good on this one. Okay, and now we move over to the G string, which is here, this one. Let's zoom in. And once again, we start with a small one with a 10 gauge. And you see what's interesting is you can see how it's deeper here at the front now because I notched it that way, right? Because as you recall, I flipped this saddle. We want it to be deeper at the back end here at the back, right? Which is why I flipped it now. That's how I want to shape it. So, and that's how I'm shaping it. So that's the small file right now. And now I put it here. Now that's the bigger file. That's the 13 gauge file. To enlarge that a little bit. But that's not our final size. Our final size is going to be this 17 gauge file. And you see how I am making it deeper at the back end. That's it. All right. And now I want to move the vise over to the D string. Now the D string is wound, so we're going to have to eyeball the center of this impression that I'm seeing. Okay, and I don't know if I want to use this tape to guide the file. Let's see. No, I should have just eyeballed it. Now it's a little bit off. Since we're enlarging the diameter, we'll be able to blend it in. Okay, so that's the 10 gauge file. Okay. Bump it up to the 13 gauge. $17. See, so I saved it, right? Okay. And now we need to bump it up to 28 gauge because the string gauge is going to be 26. So there is no 26 gauge file, so 28. Here we go. So we just enlarge this now. But you know what? I'm gonna do a 24 gauge first. It's too big of a jump. And now we do 28. That's 28. Okay. So this should be good. And again, I'm holding it at a slight angle like this. Like that, and clean up. Okay. Any comments? No new comments. Excuse me again. Sorry, looks like I'm coming down with something. It's contagious, I'm sure, but you're safe. All right, 2 more strings, slots, and we're done. So move it like this. So now we know already that it's better to start without that tape. Just kind of like find the center. I've done it before, but to be honest with you, I don't do this often enough to kind of remember what is the best procedure. So I bumped it up to 13 gauge. And now 17. $24. 28. And I'm going to do 36 next. Okay, so we are skipping, technically, we're skipping the 32 gauge file. Let me see if I can just bump it up to 36 or if I need to do 32 first. Let's see. So that's a 36 gauge. Let's see. Yeah, not too good. So let me take a 32 gauge file first. Okay, and now 36. Good. So that's what we got. Okay, and you can see how it would be impossible to just start with this. You really need to start with a smaller file. And we got one more to go. Let me zoom in and focus. Okay, so once again, I just want to find the center of this, which is here. That's the 10 gauge file. Now we take the 13 gauge. It looks like I veered off center a little bit, so I'm going to be pushing it a little off the side a little bit, just to correct it. So I'm pushing it with my thumbs like that as I'm filing to reposition it. Same with the 17 gauge, still need to push it a little bit off to the side. We're going to end with a 46 gauge file. .28. So now I'm centered, so I just do it this way. 32 gauge. And we have 36 gauge. Of course, that's not the final. And we need to end it with 46, but I'm going to use the 42 first. Maybe I'll use it straight like this. I usually remove it, but yeah, I feel okay doing it this way. Okay, and then we have a 46 gauge file. So we want it to be not too deep, right? But deep enough so that the string is securely anchored. I wonder if this one could be a little deeper. Half the diameter. Half or a little more. I'm just using my own judgment, not measuring that. This one seems okay. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Blow. Okay, so we're good with this. Probably take a break. Oh, where's my water? So what's left to be done is not much. We need to, well, place the bridge and then install the strings. tune the guitar, perform a setup. And that's it. We'll be done. So far, 50 minutes into this live stream, okay? It's heavy. I keep it here on the floor in a special corner. I need to build shelves over there. It's a mess right now. So let me put the files away. I didn't sleep enough last night. I'll tell you how much I slept. My watch keeps track of my sleep. Let me check something first. Something else. So I haven't been posting on YouTube lately. I haven't had time to edit videos. Yeah, it takes forever. And it hasn't been very rewarding. So last video I posted, I had high hopes for, to attract viewers, cutting edge technology, 3D scanning, analysis. Nothing. I got like 500 views so far, well, in almost 2 weeks or so. In the meantime, my Instagram posts, now I know shorts attract more people, blah, 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 I know all that. But 2 of my Instagram reels already went viral. No, 3 went viral. 2 of them already went over 100,000 views. And I already have 6,000 followers on Instagram. So what should I be focusing on? I don't know. And Instagram is easy peasy to produce the format that I'm producing. No, I mean, I'm not giving up on YouTube. I'm just saying I did start to do the Instagram thing, and it's performing well. And as some of you know, I have a collaborator, but right now she moved for a week to Detroit. I had to help her with that yesterday, with a final storage facility run. And she's actually going through a little bit of a hard time right now. So I'm not pressuring her to be here. I'm trying to support her with that as well. I'm just mentioning it. I really don't want to talk about it. Dr. Bob Barone says, for this work, the microscope is appreciated. Yeah, it shows how little you need to file to get the results you want. Exactly. I tell you, my level of execution really improved over the years of using the microscope. And I learned a lot because I'm able to see things. I'm actually able to see what I'm doing. So I did clean the guitar already, but a little dusting doesn't hurt. Do I have strings? Oh, I wanted to buy strings. Let's hope. They need to be 10-gauge strings. I can't believe it. Yeah, 10 to 46. am I going to be able to finish this? Do I have 10 gauge strings? Excess. Are those the strings that are supposed to go on this guitar? Let me just check the order, the work order. Electra. Yeah. EXL. Sacrificial set. Oh. Oh no. I think the customer provided a set of strings. Yeah. Okay. We're saved. I need to put a string order. I don't like Ernie Ball packaging. Individual packaging. I hate that. Time is money. And right now we're wasting some time, which we're wasting money. See, a Dodaria pack would have been unpacked by now. All right, here we go. Now we can place the bridge and put the strings on. Where is the bridge? Here. So I'm going to raise it a little higher than it needs to be, and then we'll lower it. I like to install 2 strings at a time, again, to save time and save money. So these are not coated strings. That's what the customer wanted. I'm using his strings. So if you use coated strings, you got to be careful not to damage the coating when you go through the tailpiece, in this case. But these are not coated strings, so you can just pull them without worrying about the coating, because there is none. Yeah, you don't want to pay extra for coating and then kind of like damage it. Okay, so like I said, the compensation is just roughed in. We'll see how close it is once we actually start doing the setup. Let me see. Let me see you guys. 6 of you watching. Just checking if the tuner bushings are tight, and then I just align the shafts so that the hole is kind of like at a, so on the treble side 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and on the bass side 5 o'clock, 11 o'clock. No need to do ties on this one. The guitar doesn't have a Bigsby. So for easier string removal, we just do the simple method. think I need to show you this, but I guess we have cameras, so. All right, so I can do the treble side first now, because now the low E is holding the bridge here, and I kind of want the bridge to be held by the high E next, right? So here I measure it up. Where's this? Okay. I don't always put the strings the same way on every guitar, but this is how I'm doing it here. It goes across the saddle. I eyeball distance on the G. Okay, check the saddle and wind it. All right. Now the A and then the D. So when I do this, I actually twist the string, which is why now I need to release it, untwist it, right? And then go back to this. Once again, like this, untwist the string and wind it. And then at the end, drop it into the nut. Now, especially because we have a brass nut, which is, I hate to say it, the worst material for a nut, we really need to make sure we don't forget to lubricate it. So the lubrication will also slow down the corrosion of the brass, which happens, which is why one of the reasons why brass is one of the worst materials for a nut. Okay. All right. What was I going to check? And then I got distracted. I said I need to drink, right? I needed to drink. I remember I was going to show you my lack of sleep. And then I forgot. So I've been trying to go to bed before midnight. It hasn't really been working out consistently. Where's my health app? Here. Sleep. Hi. Where's my pointy thing? Here. this light. Okay, so here we go. So that's last night. That's midnight here. I went to bed after 1. So, core sleep, REM sleep, deep sleep. Only this. Awake time. So, 4 a.m., 4:15ish, wake up, couldn't fall asleep, and then woke up, kept waking up, kept falling asleep. Okay. The night before, so I slept, what, 4 hours and 13 minutes. The night before, almost 5 hours sleep here. Again, around 4 a.m., woke up, couldn't sleep. Here, again, around 4 a.m., woke up, couldn't sleep. Now, I don't know why it logged like this, but like around 4:30 a.m., woke up. 3 a.m., 5 a.m. So again, around 4 a.m. But I did get 5 hours. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Here I woke up. Only, yeah, I don't know why it logged like this. I think I didn't unlock my watch or something. Here again, around 4 a.m., couldn't sleep. I don't know what this is. Why there's a gap. Look at that. Awake. Again, 4 a.m. here. 3 a.m., 5 a.m., right? So, lately I've been waking up around 4 a.m. and I can't fall asleep for a while. I don't know why around 4 a.m. Yeah, but happens. Need to fix it. Oh yeah, and I need to update my watering app. Oh, I logged nothing today, so I'm just going to estimate it. Yeah, I know I drank this. Okay, fine. And let me put the switcher on. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll just lubricate the string slots. Yeah, I did an Instagram post that, showing my sleep pattern. And I said, woke up in the middle of the night worrying about, I don't know how I said it. It's not something, it's someone. I'm really worried about someone. Yeah. So, someone who is going through something a little bit difficult. And I care about people, especially good people. All right. So, here, you see, that's brass, right? And here it's already kind of corroded. So I guess a thin layer of this lubricant helps. Need a little more. Oops. So that's the Music Nomad Teflon paste. I put too much. But, it's still a brass nut. So here we can lubricate the bottom of the string. That's gonna put some lubricant in on the inside. Okay. And now for the smaller ones, I have this one with a tip cut off. Oh, come on. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so this reaches the bottom. Put the string back. It is the original nut, so we're not changing that. Where is it? Here. Okay. So this string slot is a little too wide for this string, but it is what it is. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it up with a file. It is exactly the way it was. And it is what it is, and it works fine. The height is fine. Okay, so what's next? We can tune the guitar. So we don't need the microscope. Let me see, how many people watching? About, what did it say, 8? I can't tell what it says. 5. Yeah, this channel isn't happening. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years now. I'll start doing unboxing videos. That seems to be what people like to watch. Not you. Those other people. Or maybe you too. Check the bridge, yeah. I know you can't hear it. I can hear it. I could plug it in. I'm going to end up plugging it in anyway. Where's my cable? Here it is. I'll use the audio interface this time. Oh, come on. I won't be able to hear it. I can only hear it acoustically. Okay, so I think I need to push this button for you to hear it through the audio interface. Is that it? Yeah. And and here's the view of the tuning. Can you hear it? Let's hear it. Well, so technically, it would be good to let the guitar just settle, so the neck settles. But we can still do the setup, and I'll just double check the neck tomorrow, whatever, or in 2 days before the customer picks it up. But you know, it's good to, especially on an acoustic guitar with you know, higher tension strings, it's good to let it settle the soundboard and settle the neck. Here we don't have a soundboard, so it's just the neck. The neck might move a little bit overnight, might not, we'll see. So next thing is we check our neck relief. We have a straight edge. Where are the feeler gauges? Right here. So my energy level is low because I didn't get much sleep. So we have a little bit too much relief. On the bass side, we have 11 1/1000ths. On the treble side, 11, 12, even 13, but not 14. So definitely we need to tighten this, transfer it a little bit. Looks like this could be a, I don't know what size it is. Five millimeter, maybe? Yep. That's a 5 millimeter. Loose, loosen, tighten. Then I have to tighten it a little more. And now we check again. So we had 11, no more. 8, no more. Not 8. 6, okay. So all we want. So here, obviously, we're going to have 6. We're going to have 8. Oh, not even. Look at that. Barely wants to go through. Okay. So we have the proper relief right now. And I only had to adjust it once. So that's experience. Okay. And that put the guitar out of tune. That's why it's out of tune. Now we check our action with the action gauge. And we have 2 ways of adjusting the bridge height. Okay, remember that too. So let's put the guitar in playing position. It's too high on the treble side, I can tell. 71 thousandths. So I want it down to 60 ish. Maybe even a little bit lower. So let's see how much. Doesn't put much strain on the screw head. With the screw head, if it puts too much strain, then I would use the jack and the thumb wheel. 60, only one adjustment. But I tell you, that's also experience. And now the bass side. $98, too high. Okay, so let's see how much torque this puts on the. I don't like it. So in this case, we use the jack, lift the bridge a little bit, and turn the thumb wheel. I'm going to have to adjust it more than once, you'll see. No, actually, we're good. We're at about 78. So that's where I want it to be. And now that obviously puts the guitar out of tune. Okay, that's experience too. Now, let's see how close I got it. Let's check. Oh, come on. All right. A little sharp. Okay, so. I should really tune it in playing position, right? And we're going to do the intonation compensation in tuning position. So for that, I need to open GarageBand and use the GarageBand tuner. GarageBand. Okay, let's see. Okay. The tuner. So what I do is I put the tuner on the screen and then I can see it right there. Obviously I don't need this. And we need the little screwdriver for that. In playing position. Very close. Okay. Bring the saddle forward just a little bit. Make sure it's seated because these ABR bridges really suck. Okay, let's try the high E. Just a little sharp. Okay. So it's sharp, which means the saddle needs to go back a little bit. So that does put a little kink on the string. But yeah, it is what it is. Trying me flat, and then now it's trying me sharp. Okay. Now let me do the G string first. A little sharp, so tiny bit sharp. So I'm glad I flipped the saddle on the G. Okay, now try the B. It says sharp, okay. No problem. Oop. Ah, just dropped it. I'm too old for this. Where is it? I think we might have a little bit of an intonation issue on the high E because of the way the nut was cut. Like I said, it's a little bit wider than it should be, and I think that the string is not really anchored at the front. But I'm not really sure yet. So we need to move this saddle back a little bit on the B. Okay. Let's check. Still a little bit. Okay. All right. If you say so. Sometimes these ABR bridges are so stiff to turn that damn screw. Still shows sharp. And what about the E? Yeah. So I didn't touch the B or the E string slots on the nut because those were already low. And I think there's a little bit of an intonation issue here. So, you know, we can intonate the 12th fret, but does that throw the other frets a little bit off? I moved both saddles now. Okay, fine. Now D. Commit. So the A is fine, the D is a bit sharp. And then we're done. Just kind of like the pickup height, and we're done. Should be good. So this guitar now has a Gibson bridge. The old bridge was not good. Still a little bit. We're almost done, kids. That's it. All right, we're good with this. I am going to just adjust. Now I can unplug it from the audio interface. So let me kill the sound here. We don't need the GarageBand anymore. Quit, don't save. 3 people watching. Sure thing. Hello, doctors. Did you change your screen name? So that I can hear it. Ooh. Okay, so both pickups are on. How does this work? So this is how I check. Tuning fork. This is off. This is on. This is on. On. This is off. Okay, so number 2 and number 4. Yeah. And what is 3 again? Yeah. So number 4 is this. And number 2 is this. Okay, cool. I just adjusted to taste. And it can be readjusted easily. You know what? I'm fine the way it is. Now the pickups aren't parallel to the strings. That's like on an SG. Yeah, not gonna adjust anything. We're good. The pickups are parallel to the body, like on an SG, which kind of bothers me when I see that, but that's how it is. Kids, we are done. So like I said, I'm going to check the neck relief tomorrow. But other than that, we're done. Do you have any questions? I can answer 1 or 2 questions quickly. Dr. Mark Kinney says, hello, everyone. Hello to you as well, doctor. Now, I'm somehow confident that the truss rod is going to hold up. So I'm just going to do this. It's really annoying when the screw is right under the string. Why can't they design it so it's between strings? So, like I said, I will check tomorrow. So the relief was 6/1000ths, so nothing else is going to change overnight. And if it's more than that, I'll just, again, remove the truss rod cover and then do a little tweak on the truss rod. There you go. So this is it. The Electra what is it? MPC Electra Outlaw, it's called. Done. Okay, 1 hour, 41 minutes, 42 minutes, that's it. Okay, I guess no questions. All right, friends, that's it. We've come to the end of this live stream. I know, I'm tired today. I need to sleep more. Should I stay? I don't think I should. Okay, good night, everyone.